The crew from Adventure Outdoors is all about finding the most scenic and sometimes sketchy places to camp. This time, they chose a remote stone shelter deep in the Scottish wilderness, a charming little spot from the 1850s called White Lagan. Sounds cozy, right? Well, not if you've heard the local rumors. I've actually featured a video before from someone who spent the night there and experienced strange things, like knocks on the door in the middle of the night, only to find no one outside. Ghosts? Wind? Creepy forest neighbor? Who knows? But our brave adventurers stepped inside White Lagan anyway and gave us a quick tour. It looked peaceful enough, at least for now.
I'll give you a quick tour. Got a little kitchen area here with great views over the hills. People have left bits and bobs, some soup noodles, some stock pots, rice, pasta. And then you've got a main room here. A couple of areas to sleep. Nice stove there. It's cracking, isn't it?
Oh, it's amazing.
And then through here,
A couple of candles on.
a couple of more beds there as well.
Yeah, I'd say it sleeps one. You could possibly get two on there, couldn't you?
Yeah, so you get a few in. I mean, there's space on the floor as well if you needed to sleep on the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I reckon I could comfortably sleep about 8.
After unpacking and settling in, they cracked open a few beers, the campers' way of saying, what could possibly go wrong?
Well, so here we are. It's getting dark outside. The storm has really picked up. I don't know if you can hear it on the GoPro, but it's definitely gusting out there pretty strong, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say it's 40, 50 mile an hour, the gusts. But it feels like it's getting slightly worse by the hour. I reckon up until about midnight.
Yeah, it's cooling down a bit as well, so I think we'll have to get the fire on shortly, Marty. What do you reckon?
Yeah. And fire, some food, and then we'll crack on some wine.
Yeah. The wind is really, really blowing out there now. The storm's in full swing.
The storm was raging outside, but what's worth mentioning was that the real thunder came from inside the bothy.
That's something going on there.
They poured some wine and started flipping through the bothy book, but what happened next changed the mood completely.
Last night, well done, absolutely spotless. Whoa. Hold on a minute. Whoa.
Oh.
This.
Oh.
I'm out. Oh. I'm out of here.
No.
No.
There wasn't any wind inside. But if you're still convinced it was just the breeze, keep watching. What happens next will prove otherwise.
When the wind's blowing that strong outside, and there's no, it's the only rational explanation, even though I'm not even looking at that. No, I'm not looking at it. It's moving, right? So, I'm honest, I don't know where to go. I don't know where to go.
This can't be right.
I don't.
I'm not.
It's black in here as well. I can't see a thing.
So there's a chair over there, and it just started to move, which is.
No way. I'm not even. No.
It's bonkers.
I'm not having any part of this.
That is moving.
Jesus Christ.
It is moving. That chair is moving.
Just leave it. Come out there.
Oh, Christ.
The chair suddenly started moving all by itself. It wasn't a gust of wind or someone bumping into it. It just slid across the floor. And to be honest, it looked pretty real. Then, as if things couldn't get weirder, the camera randomly shut off for 10 whole minutes. Creepy coincidence? You decide. Morning came eventually, and so did the headache, thanks to last night's wine-fueled ghost hunting session. Nomad Unknown is a solo female traveler who documents her journey living out of her car and exploring quiet, off-the-map places. Her videos are honest and down-to-earth, offering a real look at life on the road. But not every peaceful campsite stays peaceful. On one trip through the south, what was meant to be a quiet night in nature took an unexpected turn.
Every now and then the wind comes through. When I was still getting ready at the trailhead, I encountered 3 young men who are out backpacking on this trail as well. This trail I'm out here hiking is in the Kisatchie National Forest in Louisiana, and it's called the Wild Azalea Trail, and it's arguably the best trail in Louisiana.
She eventually picked a spot that felt just right, quiet, out of the way, and seemingly safe. As she walked around to get a feel for the area, something, or rather, someone, caught her eye. It was a man she'd already noticed earlier on the trail. In fact, she'd seen him several times throughout the day. That's when the realization set in. He hadn't just happened to be nearby. He'd been behind her the whole time. And just when she started to put the pieces together, things took an even darker turn.
You ever just come across somebody and the energy is just off? That is what's been happening to me a little bit today. I'm about 3 miles in and I found this spot that I would really love to camp. But just as I was getting here, I saw somebody that I've seen twice already today. The first time I saw him, he only had a water bottle in his hand, no backpack or anything. And I saw him at the trailhead where I parked my car as I was still pulling things out of my car. And at that point, as soon as he saw me, he sort of turned around and headed back onto the trail. I've seen him 4 times, I just realized. And then I saw him as I was hiking. I'd started with my pack up the trail, and he came from behind me, still with just the water bottle. And I didn't hear him at first, but it kind of startled me a little bit. So I moved over to let him go past, and that time was the first time I said, "Oh, hello." And he just said, "Hi."
And this wasn't the end of it. The next time she saw him, he was standing at a crossroads, seemingly loading something into his car. But upon closer look, it appeared he was actually pulling out a backpack, and she didn't say anything to him at that moment. Later, she crossed a nearby bridge while filming some of the wildlife, and there he was again for the 4th time, coming up behind her, this time carrying that same overnight backpack. While walking around to clear her head, she came across another potential campsite not too far from where she had originally planned to stay. It was tucked away, more hidden, and felt a lot safer. But just as she started thinking about moving her things there, she noticed something that stopped her in her tracks.
There's the bridge, you can see that. And then the backpack's right there. I was thinking I was going to camp over there, but I looked over and I saw this area here, the clearing, and I thought, you know what, that's a bit more hidden from trail. I might feel more comfortable and secure over there, so I came over. Why is there a trail cam pointing to that campsite? I don't really know how those things work. Maybe it's not visible on the camera, but what else is it pointing at?
From that spot, looking down toward the area where she'd left her backpack, she saw a camera tied to a tree aimed directly at her original campsite. At that moment, any doubts she had vanished. She wasn't just being paranoid. Someone had been watching her, and they knew exactly where she was.
That's where I was going to camp. That's an established campsite. Looks like this one is too, but what the heck is going on here? First, weird energy. Second, a trail cam pointed at a campsite? Yeah, I think 1 strike, 2 strike. I gotta get out of here before 3 strikes and I'm out.
And so she did. She left the place immediately. In my opinion, the best thing you can do when something feels wrong is to trust your gut. Anyone camping alone should be ready to take care of themselves if something unexpected happens. But here's something to think about. Was that camera placed there for a harmless reason, like monitoring wildlife or the area? Or was it deliberately set up to watch her, to stalk her movements? I'd love to hear your take on this. What do you think the true purpose behind it could be? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Outdoor YouTuber Daniel Brown set out on what was supposed to be a peaceful stealth camping trip in the woodlands near Austria, England. He wanted to find a quiet, out-of-sight place off the beaten path to spend the night without being noticed. After scouting the area, he quickly found a secluded clearing just beyond the hiking trail, an ideal spot. He dropped off his gear, made his way to a nearby river to prepare some food, and returned just as the forest began to dim with the setting sun. With the trail now mostly empty, it seemed like the perfect time to settle in. But that feeling didn't last. Roughly an hour and a half after falling asleep, Daniel was suddenly woken by something that reminded him just how exposed you really are when you're camping alone in the dark woods.
I've 100% been spotted. Right, I'm trying to keep calm and keeping calm. I'm almost too scared to breathe here. I think a dog or something just came in.
He woke up to the sound of branches snapping nearby. A few seconds later, a flashlight beam lit up his tent from the outside. He stayed still for a moment, trying to stay quiet and listen. Then, slowly and carefully, he unzipped his sleeping bag, ready to see who was out there.
Oh, that's right. They're looking straight at me. Right, I'm trying not to panic. Hello?
Daniel didn't know what else to do, so he called out to the person holding the flashlight, but there was no response. Instead of answering, the person simply turned around and walked back into the woods, disappearing into the darkness without a word, and Daniel never saw him again.
They haven't been about, I haven't seen a single light now for maybe 5-10 minutes. I don't even know. I've been just trying to keep as calm as possible, but when they walked off and the light went out, I don't even know which direction they were, but somewhere in that direction. I'll forget it, let's just go.
Shaken by the encounter, Daniel wasted no time. He quickly gathered his gear, scared, and prepared to leave the area as fast as possible. But something about the situation still didn't sit right. If the person with the flashlight had bad intentions, getting out of the forest safely might not be so simple. What disturbed Daniel the most wasn't just the silence. It was the way the figure turned off their light without a word and slipped into the woods as if they'd never been there. Like someone who had been watching, waiting, maybe to steal from him, or maybe for something worse. Of course, there's always the chance it was nothing. Maybe it was just a passerby, someone walking a dog or hiking at night who panicked when they heard a voice coming from a dark tent. Maybe they were just as startled as Daniel. Whatever the truth is, Daniel made it out without another encounter. But the forest felt different that night, like something unseen had passed just a little too close. For this next video, we've got Wandering Jeepsy, a traveler who's made the back seat of the Jeep her home, along with her small dog as co-pilot. She's been roaming off-grid for a while now, chasing quiet nights under open skies. In this video, she ends up deep in the Utah backcountry, a place so remote it barely shows up on a map.
Well, another awesome free campsite out here in beautiful southern Utah. And I'm gonna walk around and go check the area out. So many beautiful, beautiful rocks. Look at this whole area.
As you can see, she's completely alone, with no signs of anyone else in the area. And honestly, that kind of solitude can be really relaxing. When you know no one else is around, you let your guard down a bit, breathe easier, and actually enjoy your time without constantly watching your back. At least, that's how it starts. Out of nowhere, a red truck pulled up and stopped about 300 feet ahead, directly in front of her Jeep. After a while, the truck slowly pulled away from the spot. But just as it was leaving, she caught sight of something unsettling. The driver's window was down, and behind it, a person wearing a gas mask was staring straight at her. That eerie mask made the whole situation feel even more dangerous.
Well, and that's another thing I've been dealing with. We all know I've been dealing with a stalker situation lately. I know what he drives, I know what he looks like. I kind of know where he is at all times because, well, he posts his videos of where he's at. For me to be sitting here at my Jeep in this secluded spot right now, which I'm about to leave, and then that red truck just pulls up at the end of this dirt road where I'm at, and then just sits there. And I was out walking around the campsite filming. When I saw the truck, I thought he was going to turn around or something, but no, he just sits there. So I took my phone and I put it up on my dashboard and I just started recording. just in case. So then I also come and stand by my Jeep, because we all know I have protection, so...
I see many campers heading straight into the wild without any kind of protection, so it was good to hear that she came prepared. You know the saying, out in the wild, it's not always the animals you need to watch out for, but the people. Vahid is a YouTuber who often ventures into remote forests, documenting his hikes and outdoor builds with nothing but nature and his husky for company. In this video, he heads deep into a Swedish forest, far from any towns or trails. Just enjoy the beauty of nature with me for a minute. What begins as a calm day of fishing quickly turns unsettling, leading to one of the most disturbing experiences he's ever captured on camera. As they climbed, Vahid noticed his husky staring intently down the hill. Noticing his dog's intense focus, Vahid looked too and immediately spotted a bear nearby, which made him react without hesitation.
I think I saw a bear. There are some birds in distress over there. I just saw an animal move. Coming here. Hey! Hey! Gå bort härifrån!
In my opinion, that bear had zero clue anyone was there until Vahid showed up like unwanted paparazzi. After that, the real tension kicked in.
Kom inte hit! Nej! Nej! Nej, kom inte hit! Nej! Nej! Kom inte hit! Kom inte hit! Nej, 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 nej! Nej, nej! Gå bort! Gå bort! Kom inte hit! Kom inte hit! Kom inte hit! Gå bort härifrån! Höp! Höp! Höp!
The bear finally wandered off, and thankfully, everyone stayed in one piece. As I said earlier, I think Vahid's scream made things worse because the bear hadn't even noticed them before. His loud yell gave away their location and alerted the bear. Luckily, he managed to scare it away just in time, right before it started climbing the hill. Do you think screaming was the right move? Or did it just make things more dangerous? Let me know what you think in the comments. This video is featured on the YouTube channel called Ray RLC, in which Tim sets out to investigate a forest trail after hearing about a disturbing report sent to his friend, Ray Gloom. According to Tim, Ray had received an anonymous email. The sender didn't give a name, only saying he'd been hiking a little-known path that winds up a remote hillside. It didn't look like much, barely a trail, but it was just enough to lead someone deep into the woods. The man claimed that while hiking one night, he heard what sounded like distant laughter echoing through the trees. At first, Tim chalked it up to the wind, or maybe an animal. But after nearly an hour of walking, the sound came again, this time closer, clearer, and far more unsettling. Feeling uneasy, he turned back, and that's when he saw it.
Oh shoot!
Eerie laugh right there. Guys, I'm terrified right now.
Peeking out from behind a tree was what looked like a human head. As he stared, the figure stepped slightly into view, and to his shock, it appeared to be an elderly woman. But something about her wasn't right. All right, Let's be honest, this video screams staged. Like, Tim didn't just innocently stroll into the forest and get freaked out by some mysterious granny ghost. Nah, what probably happened is that his friend decided to play dress up and jump out from behind a tree, hoping to win the award for Best Creepy Forest Grandma. And they nailed it. Oscar-worthy performance right there. I mean, who just casually haunts hiking trails looking like a senior citizen on a mission? Spoiler alert, no one. It's probably just a well-planned prank, and Tim's acting skills, well, let's just say he did his best not to laugh. So yeah, sometimes these creepy camping tales might just be friends playing tricks and having a laugh. And honestly, I don't blame them. It's all part of the adventure. What do you think? Is this granny a master of disguise, or just a friend with too much free time? Let me know down below in the comments. That's all for today. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next video. Don't forget to leave a comment with your favorite encounter. And as always, thanks for watching and stay safe out there.